Hi, welcome to Hospitality Live with Rupesh. Each week, we feature an industry leader that will share the latest trends and the best strategies to help you grow. Now, welcome your host, Rupesh Patel.
No, I'm not live. There you go. I'm live. That is 2021 in a nutshell. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Welcome to the show. This is episode number 71, Hospitality Live with me, Rupesh. Guys, today is a super packed episode. I am super excited to be talking about this because it's helped me this last year get through a lot of things, and hopefully it helps you. Guys, comment, let us know where you're watching from, and if this is live, like I'd like to say on the internets. Guys, comment and let me know where you're watching from, what city you're watching from. And I am pumped up. I am super excited. I have a lot of energy. And I woke up at 4:30 this morning and I went to the gym and worked out and all of those things. So cups of coffee. It's my second cup. And yes, I am super excited and energized to share this insights with you. And guys, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome. All right, so we have people from Houston, Texas, Pennsylvania, Richmond, Boston, welcome. Tampa, good morning, guys. Jacksonville, let us know where you're watching from. Comment and let us know. And we have people from India watching. Good morning to all of you. Egypt, I love this. Qatar, good morning. Happy New Year to everybody. St. Louis in the house. Welcome aboard. Canada, Niagara Falls. I love Niagara Falls. Beautiful. All right. So, guys, this episode, let me make sure I'm going off my my printed notes today, guys. I usually am winging it, but today I actually printed it out, which I'm super proud of myself. Guys, what do you think about the brand new logo and design? I switched it up. I said, you know what? It's a new year, new look and feel. I am ready for this new year. I'm pumped up. I'm super excited. And guess what? I'm gonna crush it this year. I promise you, I'm going to crush it this year. And starting off with productivity, this entire month of January, I'm going to be sharing productivity hacks, tools, tips, strategies, all these things to keep us going and keep us motivated. Learn how to reduce your stress, learn how to stay organized and become more productive in your life, at work, at home, all of those things. Guys, comment, let us know where you're watching from. And this episode, and actually, you know what? I'm going to read the episode after I talk about my mindset. So every week I talk about a mindset. And by the way, hold up. We are going to a 30-minute session every week now. So it's not going to be an hour. It's going to be 30 minutes of just straight insights, strategies, bringing on leaders, bringing on people that are amazing, and getting this knocked out. So hopefully I can knock this out in 30 minutes. So I'm talking really fast because I want to share a lot of insights with you and get this done, because I know a lot of you are busy and a lot of you have to get back to work, get back to what you're doing and stay focused. And that's what I want to do. So I don't want to drag this show on. I want to just give you insights that are going to bring you a lot of value. And guys, this week's mindset is, this is me. I posted this a couple of days ago and almost 12,000 of you said, I like it. This is me getting rid of all the BS, the bullshit in my head. And it's going to be positive vibes for me. And I don't know about you guys, but this is the way I see myself looking forward into 2021 and beyond. Like, there's a lot of stuff that was stuck in my head, that was negativity, that was stuff that maybe I was making up as a story in my head about people, about things, about what's happening in my life. And have you been there before? Have you had those feelings? And I said, you know what? I'm not starting off 2021 with all the BS in my head and keeping me down, because there were some days, and there were multiple days last year where I was just down and out, and I had to reach out to people around me to keep me going. The show has kept me going. So guys, thank you so much for keeping me going. But guys, let me know if you have done the same as far as mindset. And that is that. Guys, this week's episode is brought to you by, let me pull it up, brought to you by smartguests.com. Guys, go to smartguests.com. Somebody put that in the comments right now. This episode is brought to you by smartguests.com. Get printed digital hotel tools to increase your guest service scores, reviews, and optimize your operations at your hotel. Go to smartguests.com and open up a free account today. Somebody post that in the comments right now. Thank you so much to smartguests.com. All right, so now we have my buddy Sarah Dandashy on with the Hospitality Minute.
Hi, I'm Sarah Dandashy from Ask a Concierge. Every week, I'll be sharing the latest hospitality and travel news and updates in a segment we like to call Hospitality Minute.
What's up, Sarah?
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How do you like this fast-paced format?
Oh, I'm into it. I'm all for short, quick, a lot of information because, people have jobs, they have lives, and it's so cool to have everybody on. But, you want to be mindful of it and make sure to just give people the most bang for their amount of time. So
tell us what's going on in hospitality travel.
Okay, cool. So I want to dive into a couple things today. Actually, I really wanted to focus on some positive news because I know that there's been a lot going on and there's a lot happening in the world. So wanted to talk about some trends and then a couple of cool things that are happening. So let's go ahead and dive into the first topic, which is hospitality trends that will define 2021. Now, what we've kind of seen is from 2020, a lot of these trends moving into 2021. But it's also interesting to see because it's what guests are looking for. And I think it'll also help just kind of us reimagine our businesses. Now, that being said, some of these analytics were put together by a company called Global Data. So hospitality trends, let's dive into that. Of course, we're going to continue to see enhanced hygiene protocols. We know this. We saw it happening before. It's here to stay. Extended stays, another big thing. People are looking to stay longer. There's an element of it is that, they're kind of going into these bigger trips. So since they haven't been able to do some of these mini trips, they're looking for these longer stays. Work-friendly rooms. Again, a lot of places are definitely going to continue to give extra spaces for people to continue to work since we do have a modified work from home lifestyle right now. More touchless technology. We were seeing this. It's going to continue to evolve. So continuing with that. Added flexibility. I said that this was, I think, the biggest trend that came out of 2020 is this flexible cancellation policies and all of that. So again, we are definitely continuing with this. I actually think that trend is going to stay with us for a couple of years. Outdoor spaces will reign supreme. They did really well in 2020, will continue to. Sustainability as well, too. A lot of people are really being mindful of that, just more mindful travelers. And then value travelers as well, too, because again, this past year, 2020, had a lot of different effects on individuals, and some people might be a bit more strapped financially. So you're going to have more value travelers. So those are trends to keep in mind. Now, moving forward, I thought this was super cool. I don't know if you happened to see this amazing show on Netflix, but Queen's Gambit. And what's so great is that the actual the hotel, it's 21C Museum Hotel in Lexington, Kentucky. They actually launched a Queen's Gambit inspired hotel room. It's going to be available to be booked for a limited time. Why I thought this was so great is I feel like prior to 2020, we were seeing things like this all the time. And then with everything happening in 2020, we weren't even thinking about these extra experiences. We were just thinking about cleanliness and safety and all of that. And so to see that a hotel actually went out and they created a room. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen the show, amazing show, but they even have chess pieces on the ceiling, like how they were featured in the show. So I think that was really inspiring to see that, different hotels are now getting creative like that. Makes us feel a little bit more like what it used to be. All right. So another creative thing that some hotels are doing is that they are turning empty rooms into private dining suites. Basically, hotels are getting creative. Depending on where you happen to be, I know Rupesh and I were talking earlier this morning, things are definitely wide open in Florida. I am in California and it's quiet. Things are hunkered down. We have a lot of restrictions here. And so we've seen a lot of hotels, depending on what cities, they're actually turning their hotel rooms into private dining suites because they don't allow dining at restaurants. So we're seeing a lot of this happen in New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and a lot of other big cities. But again, it's just showing you the different ways that we as hoteliers are being creative. And then now, just for a quick little round of the most anticipated 2021 hotel openings around the world, because, we have been talking about all of these hotels, how can people stay afloat, this and that. So then to hear that there are these exciting openings, I don't know about you, but that gives me a sense of excitement into this year. So I'll do a kind of a quick roundtable. If you guys happen to know of any of them, definitely say them in the comment section. Or if you happen to know of another property I don't mention. So in Abu Dhabi, the Conrad Abu Dhabi Etihad Towers is going to be opening. There's Resort Worlds in Las Vegas as well too. That's also a really exciting thing. And they're going to have like a huge state-of-the-art theater there as well. The W Nashville, we do know a little bit about that, as we had the general manager on, or Rupesh had the general manager on a couple of weeks ago. The Nomad in London, people are very, very excited about that. And the building is also home to the Police Museum, where the visitors can tour the grounds, and home to where Oscar Wilde's trial was. Ritz-Carlton in Paradise Valley, the JW Marriott, Gold Coast Resort in Australia, and then there's also Sakana, which is a Best Western Premier Collection, BW Premier Collection by Best Western in Vietnam. So just going to show you that there are hotels opening everywhere around the world, all things considered. So there you have it. Hope you guys are feeling a little inspired about this coming year. That's our hospitality minutes.
That is awesome, Sarah. I see a lot of my connections opening hotels right now, and people are like, why are you opening your hotel? Well, there are people still traveling, and the travel numbers are going up, which is super exciting. So I'm excited about that. And I'm also excited about this. Let me see if I can post it. Hopefully we could stay in the comments. I mean, we could still talk about it. Let me see. Can you hear us? Can you guys hear us? All right. So Sarah and I just want to announce that, Sarah has over 100,000 followers on Instagram and has thousands of followers like across multiple channels on social media. And I'm coming up to 44,000 followers here on LinkedIn this week, or probably today or tomorrow. And I'm super excited about that. But I get so many comments, just like Sarah does every week, talking about like, hey, I want to do what you're doing. I want to build my social influence. I want to have more awesome posts. And Sarah and I are like, you know what? We've already done this for a few people. And one guy, actually, we did this for a couple of weeks ago, has already kind of reached some of his goals, which is awesome. So Sarah, let's kind of collab together and do this. And so we want to announce today, we actually announced it late last night, and we have a few more spots left, is we're doing the social media boot camp, how to supercharge your online presence, and hosted by Sarah and I. And it's a 3-day boot camp. It's a 3-day boot camp, and I'm super excited about that. Guys, you can go, let me see where I can send you to. Go to rupesh.co. You'll see it on the main page there as a link. And I'm super excited because we're going to be sharing how to do a lot of different things within social media. Sarah, can you kind of go through what you're talking about, what we're going to talk about?
Yeah. No, we'll definitely be kind of like talking about even just kind of like starting at the basics, as far as like examining your profile, understanding your voice, figuring out who your audience is. And then we'll be breaking it down a little bit more as far as like what content works well, and then how to kind of plan ahead and do your content and all of that. And then also tools. So to kind of give you guys like the real tools that we use to create our content, and how to have engaging, meaningful conversations on social media. And by the way, one of the reasons why I'm so inspired by this, and I know Rupesh will probably agree, is that the number of opportunities that I know I was able to make by having an online presence, it's changed my life completely. And you don't necessarily have to want to be maybe an influencer per se. If you want to do that, absolutely. But even just by upping your social media game, it's amazing what opportunities will come to you. And that's why I get so excited, because it's like right now, like we want to put ourselves out there. And then, but if you want to like build something bigger, that's even more exciting. So, I don't know. I get really excited about it. And I know that with Rupesh's background, super strong in LinkedIn, I've been very active, certainly on Instagram, YouTube, all of that, but we'll be primarily focusing on Instagram and LinkedIn. And we just want to be able to help you guys like really make an impact out there and just have a better and stronger social media presence.
2021 is when we're going to crush it. And, I'm going to be sharing my insights, my secrets that I use, and the tools that I use every single day. And it's not just, and you could do this too. It's like other people are like, well, how do you get this far? How do you get these people? How do you get thousands of people to like your posts? Well, I learned these secrets and these hacks that we're going to be sharing. So it's next week, actually. It's January 12th, 13th, and 14th for 1 hour. It's just 1 hour each day. You can find the details at rupesh.co. So somebody please go there and just look at the details of if you can join. And guess what? If you can't join, there is a wait list for the next time we roll this out. We're not doing this a lot. So, we're going to be doing this. It's going to be limited. So the class is less than 10 people because we want to be really intimate and really understand what everyone's goals are, and then share our expertise and our passion really for this stuff. And anybody can do this, no matter what position you are. You can build a personal brand, and your personal brand stays with it until you die, which is the best part, right? It's the best money you can spend into yourself, right? Grow your network, grow your job, grow your life, and just become more active here on social, because it's not going away. So Sarah, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. It's always a pleasure learning the insights that you share, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, definitely. See you guys then.
Bye. All right, so guys, hit up rupesh.co, click the link there, learn more details about our boot camp, which is going on next week. It's live, right? All right, so on to our topic. Remember, this is only going to be a 30-minute weekly show now, so we have 15 minutes to knock this out. All right, so the topic for today is how to be more productive, how to have some opportunities where you crushed it in 2021, and that's the goal today. So the topic is productivity hacks. This is part 1, because next week, I'm going to be sharing tools, right? So stay tuned for next week, next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m., where I talk about all the tools to help you become more productive, right? All right, so I'm gonna knock this out, and people are like, well, why do you need to be productive? Like, what's going on? Like, does it even matter? And so, yes, if you wanna be productive, it optimizes your time. It reduces your work and work or life-related stresses, right? It motivates you, which motivates me every single day, and keeps you organized, gives you more energy. And I love that it can help you reach your goals faster, which I love, and makes you a more effective leader, right? And that's why we were talking about productivity. And this is a perfect time to get on a track, get on goals, get on this routine. Because, last year we were like all over the place, but we didn't have a routine. This year you have an opportunity to help yourself and grow your leadership. And it all starts with you. And so my top, I would say 7, I'm going to bring up to 7 different productivity hacks. And I mean, I probably have like at least 100. I'm going to share 7, and maybe in the future I'll share some more, but here they go. And guys, comment and let me know your best productivity hacks. And I'm going to put some of those up on the screen here. All right. So the first one is focus on yourself, right? You're no good to anybody else if you can't focus on yourself and be more engaging to yourself and understand yourself. And I call this clarity. Understand what you're passionate about, what you love, what drives you, what keeps you going. Think about those things. And sometimes you have to just sit back and think about what's actually giving me a lot of energy, right? And that's what I love when we're talking about productivity, because if you're thinking about everybody else, and you don't focus on yourself, or you're leaving yourself behind more than you're helping somebody else. And, focus on yourself first. So that's number 1. Number 2, and this is a hack that I learned a couple years ago, and it's helped me tremendously, is don't check your email the first thing in the morning. So when you wake up, do you go directly to your phone and check your email or check your notifications and see what's going on at work? Or do you really focus on things that are important right then and there? It might be family. It might be getting some exercise in. It might be getting some meditation in. It depends on whatever you're interested in, or what it's going to drive you is what you do. But that hack of don't check your email first, because then you start getting into that. If it's a negative email, then you start worrying about it, and then your whole morning is all confused. And so that's a productivity hack that I use where we do not open up email or any notifications in the morning and understand what happened, because you can always get to those. And by the way, when you open up an email, get on it, reply right then. So don't just open up the email and say, oh, I'm going to get back to it, right? That's a productivity hack where I've learned in the past is if you open that email, you're going to respond to it right then and there. Right. I love that. And we have some people that are posting up some different productivity hacks. Guys, comment, let me know your productivity hack in the comments. All right. So the number 3 on my productivity hack list is make lists. Now, if you're that person that makes lists, I love you, because I've been making lists as long as I can remember, and they've totally helped me improve my career, my life, my goals, a lot of different things. It's kept me organized, which I love. And if you're not creating lists for every part of your life, you're leaving opportunities behind. And I love creating lists. I mean, it could be even lists on sticky notes. It could be lists on a actual notepad. And I actually have a few lists going in different directions. And they could be lists for like short term, this week, today's list, this week's list, this month's list, long-term, yearly goals, right? If you don't have lists, you're never going to go to them. You're never going to remember what was on them. And so creating lists has definitely been a hack. And I use Apple Notes inside my phone to quickly make lists for the day or for the week. I use reminders. So you can say, hey, Siri, remind me about this, and it will remind you. But then I also use that as my notes as far as my list, so that I can go back to those reminders because they're not specific for a date that I created, but they're just lists of stuff that I'm super passionate about, or something that I want to remember in the future. There's tons of tasks apps, Google Drive as a shared list between multiple people, which is amazing. So create lists to drive yourself and to keep going. And that's a hack that I use every single day. All right, so the next one, number 4, is take notice. And we talked about this earlier, where you're focused on yourself, but take notice of what you're working on right now, right? And I often do this where I catch myself, like, why am I doing this one thing or this task, which doesn't bring a lot of value to my time, doesn't bring a lot of value to maybe others, or maybe I could delegate it, right? So often when you take notice of what you're doing and if it's the best use of your time, right? And that has definitely been a productivity hack that I use, because I'm like, well, why would I spend 2 hours doing this when I could just give it to somebody else? They love it more than I do. They can knock it out in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, where it's going to take me 2 hours. And you have to start noticing these things, right? And then you got to stop and say, listen, I'm going to delegate. And that's a big productivity hack that a lot of GMs, a lot of hotel people, a lot of business people get into a rut where they start doing things that is not high value for yourself, right? You've wasted your time, and maybe you ended your day saying, you know what? I just wasted my entire day on this one thing. And so delegation is huge, and it's part of taking notice and understanding what you're doing. Does anybody agree? Have you ever done that where you're like, what the heck am I doing here? What am I doing with this? Why am I actually doing this, when somebody else that loves doing it or is more passionate or faster or multiple things can do it better than you, right? And so, yes, Jill says delegate and leverage, which I love. I think it's important when you can take those ideas and give them to somebody else, because maybe they could do it better. Guys, comment, let us know what your productivity hacks are in the comments. And all right, so the next one, and I talk about this almost every single show, is a productivity hack is just learn something new, right? Learn something new every single day. I'm going to learn something new until I die. I'm going to learn something new every single day. And I think that is a mindset shift when you can learn one thing today. And I talked about this website last week that I actually subscribe to. I think it's $50 a year. It's Medium, medium.com. And it gives me an opportunity to read something maybe outside of my industry, maybe something inside of my industry, but it helps me understand and learn something new that I would have never learned if I was just trying to find something to learn, right? It's been a great tool for me. I open it up every single day and read like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes articles, and they're quick and they teach you something. And that's what I love. Learn something new every single day, because there are times when you just get so caught up with work. You get so caught up with the stresses of long hours, long days, and you didn't learn anything that day. You feel like you didn't learn something. And that's when it's super important, when you can go above and beyond and just learn one thing. Keep it going, right? I love that. All right, so the next one, number 6, is, and if you look in my office, it is very clean. And I learned this tip from my wife that organizes. She goes into people's homes and offices, and she does high-end organization. I got this from her, where if we didn't touch something in 6 months, we get rid of it, or even sooner, right? Maybe 4 months. If we didn't touch something, it's just sitting on our desk, piles of paper, we get rid of it. Same thing with clothes. Get rid of the clutter. And that's number 6. It's get rid of the clutter, clear your mind, and help you think more clearly as a productivity hack. It's super important. When you have stuff all over the place, when there's stuff all over your walls, when there's stuff like everywhere, you get bogged down because it's confusing and maybe distracting. And I love that we can continue staying focused and reaching our goals and staying clear and reducing some of our stress, because there's all this nonsense that doesn't make sense, that doesn't bring you value. And I love that we say, get rid of all the clutter. And that's what we do. And yes, Peggy says, I don't watch news in the morning. Yes, I do not watch morning news, local news. I watch the national stuff, but I do not watch local news at all, because I don't want to hear about all the negativity. It starts your day off negative. I love that, Peggy. Thank you so much for sharing that productivity hack. All right, so my last one, and remember I said I'm gonna knock this out in 30 minutes. We have about 4 minutes left. My last one is pack a lunch. Now, you didn't expect that, but yes, pack a lunch. Now, it gets you organized in the morning because it makes you maybe wake up earlier. Maybe makes you go to the grocery store and pack your lunch. But guess what? There's so many positive things that come around packing your lunch. If I had to pack my lunch every single day when I went to work, or when I go to work, I love it, because guess what? It saves you time. It saves you money, right? You go out and maybe spend $10 or $15 on a lunch, and you're like, at the end of the month, you're like, how did I just spend hundreds of dollars on lunch, where I could have just packed something? I would have been able to maybe sit there and learn something while I'm eating my lunch. So go to medium.com or one of these websites where you can learn something and eat your lunch. But then you're not going out and maybe getting sidetracked when you're going away for lunch and doing all these other things. I love that, where I can pack a lunch. And so when my kids are packing a lunch, guess what's happening? Pack me a kid's lunch. I'm okay with that, as long as I get something and it's not making me leave the office and go run around and try to find something. And guess what? Another tip under packing your lunch is you don't get hangry. I get hangry. Does anybody else get hangry when you don't eat on time? I wake up every morning at 4:30 a.m. And so by like 9 o'clock, I'm super hungry. By like 10 o'clock, it's my lunchtime, and it's lunchtime coming up. And so I can snack on some of these things that I bring in. So that is my productivity hacks. This is the top 7 productivity hacks for 2021 and beyond. Guys, next week, I am going to be sharing the tools that you need to be more productive in 2021. There's so many amazing tools out there, tech tools, apps, all these different things to keep you organized. Keeps me organized. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help share those with you. And yes, any last comments? Jennifer says, yes, hangry is a real issue. Sarah says she gets hangry. And, there's so many amazing things. Guys, did you like this 30-minute episode? Was it valuable for you? Would you like to see it again next week? Or would you want to get that entire show that's an hour long? Or maybe we do behind the scenes later on maybe my website or something like that, where we're not live on LinkedIn and YouTube. Comment, let me know. Let us know if you like this 30-minute session. Let me know if you like the new design. Guys, comment and let me know if you do like the new design. All right, so this website, or this episode, is brought to you by smartguests.com. Thank you so much to Smart Guests. Somebody go there and put that in the comments. By the way, don't forget, we're doing we only have less, I think it's like 4 spots left now. It's a social media boot camp starting 12th, 11th, and 13th. 12th, 13th, and 14th of January next week. And we're doing that live with less than 10 people. It's an hour each day. It's going to help you boost your online presence, get you a better following, show you what to use as far as posts and comments and tools and all these different things. Hashtags are a super simple, important thing that we should be including in. We're going to share all these things. Sarah and I are. So guys, go to rupesh.co. And by the way, I'm going to leave this off by somebody hit the like button if you love this. Share this with your entire team. And we're coming up to 30 minutes. I will see you next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment. And also go to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Rupesh Live, and you'll be able to get the latest. You'll be able to watch this again and share this with your entire team, because productivity is not just for ourselves, but it's for our entire team to grow. Keep it going, guys. I'll see you next week.